Are you sick of spending hours doing grammar drills and exercises, trying to memorize rules, only to keep forgetting them again anyway? What if I told you there's a much better way? Polyglot Gabriel Weiner reveals a far simpler, less overwhelming way to learn grammar in any language. I'm going to share the strategy that Gabriel recommends for learning grammar and show you step by step exactly how you can start following the same strategy. First, we need to understand why the traditional method of doing endless grammar drills and exercises doesn't work very well. Filling in blanks or selecting correct verb forms don't create memorable ideas in our minds, which makes them far harder to retain over time and gives us less of an incentive to actually care and remember it. But also doesn't reflect how people acquire and pick up languages naturally over time. Think about kids when they learn their native language. They aren't sitting there doing grammar exercises in a textbook. Not to mention that grammar alone can be quite overwhelming. There are often many different concepts to learn. Instead of doing grammar drills, Gabriel first suggests learning the grammar in context using what's called stories. But we're not talking about full novels. The sentence, "My homework was eaten by my dog," is a short story. Just from this one sentence alone, it encapsulates several different grammar points. So to simplify this, every single grammar rule can actually be summarized into one of three universal grammar rules. Number one is adding new words, number two is changing word forms, and number three is word order. For new words, my homework was eaten by my dog. This little word is necessary to convey who performed the action of eating the homework. In the second scenario, my homework was eaten by my dog. The verb to eat now has an en on it. And for word order, well, you can't really say my homework by my dog was eaten. Unless you want to sound like Yoda, you need to say my homework was eaten by my dog. So now how do you go about number one, finding new grammar rules to learn? And number two, how do you commit these to memory in an effective way? So he does suggest still getting a textbook in order to give you some structure for learning your language. Read through the explanations, but then you can skip over doing the exercises and drills entirely. He says to instead jump to an example where the grammar concept is put into action. In order to remember the different grammar points conveyed by this single sentence, he suggests using flashcards. We need to understand what they are and why they work so well. There's a scientifically proven method called spaced repetition, which strengthens memory by testing you on new information at gradually increasing intervals, right before you're about to forget it. For example, if you learn something today, spaced repetition would test you after 1 day, then 2 days, 4 days, and so on. If you forget the information, it resets until you finally remember it. The most popular spaced repetition app free on desktop is called Anki. I also use the mobile app, but how do you actually create flashcards to remember grammar? Now, when I heard this, I was quite confused about how that would work because I had only ever in the past used Anki to simply translate words from English into my target language. I'd always found doing this extremely tedious and very boring, and I hated Anki for a very long time. I could never get myself to stick at it. But Gabriel suggests creating flashcards in a way that bypasses translations, simplifies the process, and even makes it fun. So for new words, you want to create an Anki flashcard and put the example sentence on the front of the card, but you want to insert a blank and place underscores where the new word should go. My homework was eaten blank my dog, hiding the word by, because it's going to be up to you to try and remember which preposition goes there. So then on the back side of the flashcard, you put the complete sentence. My homework was eaten by my dog. And you can also put the word by. But there's also another crucial part to these flashcards. You also need to find an image that is going to tie this idea to. And the reason is because humans are far better at retaining information when it is tied to an image rather than just a word. And ideally, if you can find a way that personally Fluency ties this connection to something about your life that's going to strengthen this connection even further. This also has the bonus that when reviewing flashcards, it's not boring. We have a picture that I've taken the time to select, so it is personal to me. Something that's really handy is that I also like to put a very brief explanation of the grammar rule in an additional field. And so if you do mess it up and you go, oh, I don't remember learning this at all, you should just be able to quickly read your explanation and then remember, oh yeah, that's why I understand how this works now. I like to use just AI, ChatGPT, and ask it to very, very briefly summarize the grammar rule for me. By the way, to get access to these model decks, which I am using in this video to show you how to create the grammar rules, these are available on the Fluent Forever website, but I have also included a link to them in a Notion template which I have created, which summarizes the whole entire Fluent Forever system. So I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Now for the second grammar rule for changed word forms, you similarly want to place an underscore on the front where the changed word should go. You can also place the infinitive verb at the end of the sentence. My homework was blank by my dog, and at the end in brackets say to eat, to indicate to you that you are going to need to conjugate this verb and find the correct tense of it that fits in the blank. Now for different word order, you want to remove the relevant words from the sentence on the front and place them in brackets at the very end of the sentence. So when you're reviewing your flashcards, you're going to look at this card and you'll have to decide where the words was eaten go in the sentence. And then when you flip it over, you'll see the correct sentence on the back. Now the goal of these flashcards are to help demonstrate a grammar pattern. You're going to notice and understand how it is comprised. So then to reinforce the grammar, you'll do this by reading and listening to content in your target language. You're going to see these grammar structures come up time and time again, and that's when the rule is going to actually become intuitive. One flashcard that I recall creating was the past tense for Spanish verbs. Creating the flashcard was enough just to get me to understand and get my head around the grammar rule. But what's happening now is I'm reading this book, Short Stories in Spanish for Beginners. I'm seeing this grammar rule come up in loads of different examples. So just in these couple of pages, cambió, esperó, she waited, oyó, heard, levantó, she lifted, empezó, comenzó. And it's just seeing this grammar rule over and over again through real, actual use of the language is really drilling this into my brain. I don't actually need to memorize anything. Another way in which you can reinforce the grammar is by using output. Writing is one of the best ways to do this because you can really take your time. You can write additional example sentences on your own that encapsulates the grammar concept. You can then also get those little sentences corrected, like by a native tutor or even with AI, and you can add that corrected sentence to your flashcard to again make it stronger, add more information to it. Now this was just one really insightful takeaway that I got from the book Fluent Forever. I have done an entire breakdown of the Fluent Forever book in this video here, so go and check that out next if you want to see how you can learn any language to fluency with the Fluent Forever system.